face to the screen again, fellow slaves. I'm just kind of doom scrolling here on the internet, and like Google has this news article here. Well, Yahoo News, I should say. Modern humans arrived in Australia 60,000 years ago and may have interbred with archaic humans. Watch your mouth, man. Like, you know, that's rude. Let's click on it. Let's see what they say. Okay. Modern humans arrived in Australia 60,000 years ago and may have interbred with archaic humans such as hobbits. Quote unquote hobbits. Like, I don't know, do they call themselves hobbits? This is so racist, man. Like, Yahoo, what are you doing over here? A map of Sunda, Sahul, and the Western Pacific with arrows showing potential north and south migrations. Potential migrations. It's the immigrants again. These guys are they're so racist. They're so flippin' racist. A new study of nearly 2,500 genomes may have finally settled the debate about when modern humans arrived in Australia. Using a diverse database of DNA from ancient and contemporary Aboriginal people throughout Oceania, researchers have determined that people began to settle northern Australia by 60,000 years ago, and that they arrived via two distinct routes. Experts have long debated the date that humans first arrived in Australia, and I could click that link, but I'm not gonna. A feat that required the invention of watercraft. While some researchers... no shit, it's called Oceania. You think they might need watercraft? Huh. Fucking science, man. While some researchers have used genetic models to support a short chronology of 47,000 to 51,000 years ago for the arrival, others have marshaled archaeological evidence. Marshaled evidence, that's kind of a cool way to say it, I guess. And Aboriginal knowledge in support of the long chronology, in which the first arrivals happened 60,000 to 65,000 years ago. In the new study, published Friday, November 28th, in the journal Science Advances, researchers analyzed an unprecedentedly large dataset of 2,456 human genomes to answer the question of when humans journeyed from Sunda, the ancient landmass also known as Sunda Land, that included what are today Indonesia, the Philippines, and the Malaysian Peninsula, to Sahul, a paleocontinent that included modern-day Australia, Tasmania, and New Guinea. Now, see, they're not accounting for the fact that I believe that there's evidence that the Earth is growing. Like, I think all these continents used to be closer together, and everything's spreading out. Like, the whole universe is growing, according to science. So why wouldn't the Earth be growing? It's also spinning at a high rate as it flies around through space, so, like, it seems like it would kind of just... And there are indications that it has done so rapidly at times even. So, plate subduction and everything. I'm not like trying to hate on tectonic science, but I'm getting way too sidetracked. Let me try to go back to just cold reading this for you. This is the first time I've ever read this article, and I'm having fun. This is the most comprehensive genetic study to date addressing this question, and it lends strong support to the long chronology rather than the short chronology. Study co-author Martin Richards, an archaeogeneticist at the University of Huddersfield in the UK, told Live Science in an email. That may have been the first time I ever read the word archaeogeneticist. The team's analysis also revealed two distinct sets of people arriving via northern and southern routes. This conclusion fits very well with the archaeological and oceanographic paleoclimate evidence for an entry into Sahul at around 60,000 years ago, Richards said. To reach their conclusions, the researchers used a molecular clock approach, which assumes that mutations in DNA sequences occur at a fairly constant rate over time. By looking at the differences in two DNA sequences, researchers can estimate when those sequences diverge from one another. In the study, the research team used several statistical methods to analyze mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down through the mother's line, and Y chromosome data, which is passed down through the father's line. I learned that in middle school. All of their statistical models lined up with a date of about 60,000 years ago for the settlement of northern Australia. But the genetic data also revealed two distinct settlements around the same time. One group of people arrived in Australia via southern Sunda, the Indonesian islands, while another came from northern Sunda, the Philippine archipelago. See, I've read that word before. Anyway, the two groups were initially part of the same population that moved out of Africa around 70,000 to 80,000 years ago. Richards said, And, quote, we think they split during the dispersal east in South Asia or Southeast Asia, unquote. Possibly 10,000 to 20,000 years before they reached Australia. Quote, our results indicate that Aboriginal Australians, along with New Guineans, have the most ancient, unbroken ancestry of any group of people outside of Africa, unquote, Richards said. Now, see, this is also racist because, like, the out of Africa theory suggests that everybody came from Africa and then further evolved. So there are actually black people that really don't like the out of Africa hypothesis because it does theory, I should say, not hypothesis, but well, it's a hypothesis. The theory is based on a sorry, but you understand what I'm saying. I don't really want to believe in the out of Africa theory. I kind of just think that, you know, people change over time. It only takes, how many generations does it take for people to acclimate to a region, or even societal pressures may encourage changes. Like I've heard that in Japan, you know, they have, like, their belief is that people, that you can really see a lot of the whites in their eyes. Like the more white in somebody's eyes you can see, they're like more likely to be a demon, so, or just evil. And I think over time that, you know, when people were marrying off and having families, they just kind of were picking mates that didn't have a lot of whites in their eyes, and their eyes are shaped the way they are, perhaps because of that, over many generations, hundreds of, you know, years, thousands of years. So I think that's a long digression. I'm going to go ahead and move on to see if they have anything else. Along the way, these early human pioneers likely interbred with archaic humans. Again, racism. Archaic? What's archaic, man? Like, modern people are better? The fuck, man? It's pissing me off. Such as Homo longi. Oh, longi. Ooh. Long and strong. Homo luzonensis, and even the Hobbit, Floresiensis. I remember that story came out, like, whatever, 10 years ago. They found, like, hobbits that were, like, in a place called Florenses, or Florens. I really can't say that word. Anyway, according to Richards, but it is currently unclear to what extent modern humans